Alex Norris, who's the Shadow Minister for Levelling Up. Alex Norris, welcome to you. Strategically, or tactically, I should say, it's a difficult moment for opposition politicians, isn't it, when there is this, I'm going to use that word again, I can't help it, psychodrama of a Conservative leadership election. The temptation is just to kick back in the bleachers and watch the bloodshed unfold.
No, I mean, that's not something you'll see from us. You know, you talk about things being difficult. Things are difficult really for our constituents, for people dealing with record inflation, for people dealing with long waiting lists. So no, we won't be taking a back seat. We'll be pushing, as you've seen from Keir, very constructive, very positive ideas, and that's what we'll be spending the summer doing.
Not going to get anywhere with his call for a general election, though, given recent history. Tony Blair giving way to Gordon Brown. David Cameron, the same thing, all the way back to Thatcher and Major. There are enough precedents of it not happening.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure the Blair-Brown one's that good of an example for us in the Labour Party, Colin. So, this will be a moment, a significant political moment. You've got all these leaders making all these big promises for which I don't think there's much of a mandate or public support. You look at Nadhim Zahawi promising massive cuts to public services. I don't think that's what people want. I certainly don't think that was what was put to them at the 2019 election. So, of course, we'll call for an election, and that would be the right thing to do if this leader really does think that they're the person to meet the moment. So, what a way to prove it.
It's just on the point about levelling up. I mean, I wouldn't expect for a second you to agree with me, but I observe, as somebody looking at our inbox, and, that's, our inbox, I see quite a few emails saying, these are from people who are sad to see the back of Boris Johnson, so you wouldn't necessarily agree with them. But quite a few of them make the point that, as far as they're concerned, he's got a legacy that's largely ignored by the media in London on levelling up. Somebody in the North East talking about infrastructural changes and improvements there. Somebody on Merseyside emailing in last week saying much the same thing. I wouldn't expect you to say, oh, they've got a point. But I observe it's a sentiment that's coming through.
Well, legacies are generally best measured in a longer term rather than in a few days, Colin. But I don't think Boris Johnson will find much salvation in levelling up. Just as your previous interviewee said, the record is, mixed at best. In reality, if new hospitals were built out of press releases or new train lines were built out of strategies, then actually, yes, he'd be the great builder for this country. The reality is that it hasn't matched up with the rhetoric. The press releases haven't led to significant change. So I don't think there'll be a legacy to look at in 10 years' time to say, yes, that was Boris Johnson levelling up the country. In fact, I think it'll be said that there was lots of positive noises, but in the end, not much delivery.